Hi guys, welcome to Mompreneur Space live show podcast where I interview mompreneurs from all around the world like yourself so that you can learn from them how they overcome their challenges and struggles from their mompreneurship journey. I'm your host Kenneth Choo, and today's guest is none other than Kathrina Chin, who is the founder of Reaching Out Project, Reaching Life's Talk podcast host and business coach. And today we are talking about building a coaching business from your passion as a mom. So this will be where she will share the secrets of how she overcome her mompreneurship challenges and struggles. And without further ado, let us welcome Kathrina Chin. Hello. Hi, Kathrina.
Hi, Kenneth. Good evening. Very
Good
happy
evening to you.
be on my show.
Yes, finally, right?
Yeah, but we haven't met like so not very long, right? I think.
Yeah. That's what you think, but time really flies. So and really thank you for making time and agreeing to be the guest on my show. And although we have kind of like we only know each other beginning of this year, but I think that the friendship has blossomed, and that's why I felt that after knowing you more, I feel that your journey will be something that I believe that the audience will be benefiting a lot from, especially the mothers. For those who are stay at home, especially for those who are working mom, they'll be able to benefit a lot from your experience. So in that case, like there's a tradition, which is every guest get to post the question of the day out to the audience and also to the next guest before we can officially kickstart the show. So Kathrina, are you ready to answer the question of the day posted by the previous guest before we can start the show?
Sure, of course. And thank you for having me. I think it's a pleasure to, share my journey and my thoughts today. Yeah.
Thank you. So the question of the day posted by the previous guest is, if you can have any talent in the world, what would it be and why? Okay, I repeat again. If you can have any talent in the world, what would it be and why? So while you are thinking about it, I will go to Facebook Live and see if we are connected successfully and if our audio are good to go. All right, then I'll come back to you. Okay.
Sure.
I can hear you loud and clear. And I'm seeing people coming in, tuning in. Hi, hello, everyone. Welcome to Mompreneur Space live show. Today, I have Kathrina, who is the founder of the Reaching Out Project, and she's also a business coach. So if you guys know her or know me, just drop a hi in the comments, in the chat, so that we will be able to do a shout out to you and thank you for watching. At the same time, don't forget to share this with your friends, especially your mommy friends or friends that wanted to start business but they are thinking, they are procrastinating, or they do not know what to do. And today we are talking about this topic, which is very close to Kathrina's heart, which is about building a coaching business from your passion as a mom. Okay, so we have Pei Yun. Hi, hello Pei Yun. Good to have you.
Hello.
Okay, so Kathrina, are you ready with your answer to the question of the day?
Yeah, it's quite a difficult question. Yeah.
So let me repeat the question again. So for the audience who are tuning in, so the question of the day posted by the previous guest to Kathrina is, if you can have any talent in the world, what would it be and why? Kathrina, over to you.
Right. So this question is quite tough because everyone wanted to have like a lot of talents. So I think my talent right here, right, I think it's pretty simple. I think I want to have the mental power, right, to make people feel happy, right? Because I think a lot of times not many people will actually feel or remember happiness easily. So I think if I have that power, to maybe just by touching that person or maybe by speaking with that person can immediately light up the day and feel happy, right? So I think that is something that is really important in our lives. Yeah. So thank you for the question.
No problem.
Never thought of it.
And now we can officially kickstart with the show. And we have a new friend that's hopping on, joining us, which is Eve. Hi, Eve. So
Ah,
Eve is another fellow mompreneur. She used to be my client, my marketing client, and thank her for popping in. And also, so if you have any question, you can always post in the chat. Especially being a coach, Kathrina will be more than glad to answer the question, or even for Pei Yun. Okay, so before we start, maybe Kathrina, you can do a short introduction of yourself. Share with us where are you from, currently what are you working on, and maybe a bit of background about yourself.
yeah. So my name is Kathrina. I think everyone knows. So I'm from KL, right? Now in Malaysia and under lockdown. And I am a mother of 3 kids, right? And they are pretty young, right? And I'm also an entrepreneur for the Reaching Out project, which is a company that I formed to deliver, coaching, discovery, self-discovery sessions to people, to self-discover what their potential is, and what is their mind baggage and how can they achieve happiness and through mindfulness, right? So it seems like it's a very impactful work that I do. I feel that it's very meaningful. So that is basically what I do. And besides that, I also do a podcast like Kenneth, right? Okay, but I'm not as consistent as him, right? So I started a podcast last year. It's called the Reaching Livestock. So it's also about impacting the world, spreading positivity through, the podcast and through storytelling, right? So basically that's what I do. And currently, of course, the things that I'm working on, right, is basically now on coaching, right? Because I feel a lot of times we need to build more mental resilience in these difficult times, right? We know that pandemic not ending, so a lot of people are having difficulty in understanding their thoughts, digesting the emotions. So that is how I help them to discover all these mental blocks, or how can they fully accept their emotions and then bounce back being stronger. And because you are stronger, right, you can also help the people around you. So that is coming to the story of, if your cup is full, you are able to pour it to people. If your cup is not full, you will basically be suffering. And I think suffering, you don't need to be alone, and mental health is not a taboo. I'm here to help, and that is why I'm into the podcast and also in the business. Yeah.
Thanks, Kathrina. So, like you talk about coaching, right? I believe
Mm,
that you didn't really start coaching straight away. So,
right.
how was your journey like? Did you like from corporate job and then you become a business coach straight away, or were there something else in between?
Yeah. So when I graduated from economics, right, then after that I went on to being marketing and sales, doing marketing and sales for about 8 years in basically mostly working in Japanese companies, MNCs. And then after having like being a mom, right, and then I always thought that I wanted time freedom, and I think that the next 10 or 20 years, if I'm about to work around the clock, this is not something that I want. And particularly, right, around 3 over years, sorry, 4 over years ago, right, my daughter, she had Kawasaki disease, and that is where that year I found out that sometimes being in corporate job is not that flexible, right? And if you want to grow your income, right, it's always about working for yourself. So if not, you will have to ask that raise from your boss, right? But having an Asian culture, or maybe in Malaysia we don't do that. So that year it brought me to be thinking deeper, right, about what I really want. And that year, right, my husband also got retrenched. So I think all things happen for a reason, right? And now we see why it happened. And that is how then I ventured, and I'm partnering into with a US company for building the wellness business, right? So from building the wellness business for 4 years, right, then I found out that all the while, right, in that business, right, I've been doing coaching, right? But now, right, if I have when I have my own company, right, I can have a structure, right, in the coaching, and I can train people in a structured way, right? Then I can help people, right, from this coaching business. So from all the experiences that I have, right, from the wellness business and also the corporate 8 over years, right, I found that I somehow, right, the journey has brought me to, going into the coaching business, which is the reaching out project. So I think it is like a series of things happening and then coming to nearing to what I want, right? So I would say now, right, is I feel very fulfilled right now with the work that I do, and helping people and all that, and it's really something that I feel that it can impact people in the future.
Wow. So when you talk about the business that you, was it natural for you to, from your business and then become a business coach? Was it natural for you?
It is totally not natural. Why did I say that? Is because I feel that sometimes people say talents, maybe you're born with it, but skills, right, you can actually learn, right? So I'm a big believer that you can learn whatever skills that you want as long as you are resourceful. So to be honest, right, Kenneth, I was a very, very timid person.
Is
If
it?
you on life, right? I'll definitely say no, it's not my cup of tea, back to like few years ago, right? And I think that I never thought that I could be a speaker, or I never thought that I could be a coach, and all these things is just not in my goals or dreams list during that time. Yeah, but then again, I feel that the wellness business had taught me so many things that I have to step up to be a leader, to learn new skills, right? Then of course, then I have to gradually picked up and then develop a passion from that. So sometimes I feel that passion is not like inborn, right? It is something that because you put your legs inside and your hands inside or whatever, then you are able to develop that passion unknowingly, and because you love doing it, then there is a passion. Yeah.
Wow. So it's like you mentioned, it's really on the mindset, on really coming out from your comfort zone and doing something that is totally not your personality, and you still do it. So maybe we can bring it a bit backwards, back to the time where you were saying that because your daughter, right, have that disease, Kawasaki, right? Yeah. And at that point of time, why didn't you think of just being a stay-at-home mom, or maybe looking for a part-time job, or maybe just, I do not know, maybe find another full-time job that do not require that much, or maybe does not pay that well? Why do you took the route of starting a business in especially in the wellness industry?
Very good question. um I think it's because that time, right, I always feel that when I was young, really, really young, right, my father and mom, right, has always taught me to, be an entrepreneur, right? But after that,
Is it?
like when I grow up, it's like because you are always involved in the school, homeworks and all that, and then you study for a degree and all that, somehow your dreams were lost, and you don't really remember what you want sometimes, right? Because you're too busy to think about it. You got no time to think about it, literally. So I think the time that I had in the hospital with my daughter, right, about 2 weeks, it really got me thinking a lot, like you say, if example, if I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom, right, I thought about it also, right, but as I speak with my husband and I've seen stay-at-home moms around me, right, I hear most of them are not coming from the state of feeling happy, right? I hear from them more of a state of feeling
No
bored,
choice.
no choice, so and then I always think that, hey, I have the education, and I'm still working. I can be working, it's not to say that I don't have any will, it's not that I don't have any skills, why do I want to completely stay at home? So I feel that I can still contribute, right? I feel that I can still go to greater heights and find a better income, and do something different. So anyway, just try only. I don't think I will die from it. So just do it lah.
I think I like that attitude of just do it, because a lot of time it really takes a lot of courage to even start a business, and starting in the area that you have no idea or no experience, and you're jumping in, taking the leap of faith, and jump in. And like what you mentioned, you, because of that incident, that of your daughter's illness, that allows you to have some time for yourself to really reflect and think of what is the next step. Are you still going back to work, or are you going to be a stay-at-home mom, or maybe to start a business? But I think like I always like to say, things happen for a reason, and you chance upon your wellness business, and you just took it off from there, right? So
Yeah.
how long did you start seeing your rewards in your business?
I just want to also like share, right? When I ventured into that business, right, I didn't completely give up my job. So that time, right, I'm like, picking 2 to 4 hours per day, right, out to work on the business. So I feel that this is a smarter way. It's not to say, hey, you dump your job straight away, and then hop on to something new completely, right? So I feel it also requires some sort of thinking and planning, right? How are you going to make this happen? So sorry, coming back to your question, right? You were saying about what were you saying again? Sorry.
I was
The
saying that where was I also lost?
when did you when did
When
I see
correct.
doubts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when do you see the reward? But I think before talking about the rewards, right? When you talk about that, taking out time, taking that 3 to 4 hours per day, even that means doing it part time, building your business, but still keeping your day job, your sales job.
Be a mom.
I and also being a mom. At that point of time, you already have 3 kids, or you were with your first
2 kids only that
two
time I
kids.
had.
Okay, so I believe a lot of moms would say, "Oh, I don't have time." You have 2 kids. Some of them have 1 kid, and they already say, "I have no time. Where I got time for business? Where I've got time to find another 1 to 2 hours? Don't talk about 3 to 4 hours." So, what would be your response to that, or what was your thought about it? Because I personally I work with a lot of moms in the past 14 years with mompreneurs, whether is it successful ones or the not successful one. This is one, I think, will be one of their biggest challenge, time. So was it a challenge for you, and how do you overcome it?
Actually, I feel, right, coming to this, right, it really drills down to your desire, right? I feel that a lot of times, right, if you say you don't have time, right, maybe it's because you don't have the desire to work on the business, or you're comfortable at where you're, which is nothing wrong, right? So we are not here to say you're wrong, and we're not here to say that you're right. So every person will have a different set of views about desire, what they want in their lives. But for me, coming back, because the story, of my journey was, I feel that even if I don't have enough sleep, I must do it. And I really don't have enough sleep. So because that time, right, my baby was just born, so he is a newborn. So he definitely will have need a lot of attention from me, and I was breastfeeding. And then then my elder the other 2 child, right, was also oh no, the bigger child also is not very stable yet, still need a lot of attention from us. So I have to wait for them to sleep, then only I can go to my work. So I remember, like sleeping quite late at night, but it is satisfying because I feel that I'm feeding to my future, right? I'm giving away like maybe 1 to 2 hours of my sleep, but I'm feeding my future. I'm planning, building my future. So I feel that it's worth it, because me and my husband, we have always been talking about, even I got married, I have to really, I want to still fulfill my own dreams and fulfill my own passion by myself, like separating as an individual. Sometimes we have to be thinking, what do you really want if you're not a wife, if you're not a mom? So I am very clear of what I want. I have great clarity of what I want. So that is why my desire is big. It is hot enough, So that is why I want. It's okay. I feel like few hours no sleep. Okay, if my eye bag is getting back, okay, it's all right, because later on I get to enjoy what I do, which is something I feel that is very, very meaningful. That is the way of life, I feel, that you could contribute to the world no matter what you do. So that is something that I want.
Wow, that is like me knowing you, I know that that will be you, that will be your answer. And you touch on something that is very, very important, which is desire. A lot of time, I come across mothers who say, "Oh, Kenneth, I want to start a business. I want to help out with the household, help out to share the burden with my husband." But when we talk about the putting in the hours, putting in the commitment, there's 101 excuses or 101 reason why they cannot put in that hours, and that goes back to what you mentioned, desires. And the other thing is about the dreams and goals. A lot of time, I this is what I've observed, is that once a wife, a married woman become a mom, they forgo all their dreams and goals, because back then our mother sacrificed whatever to take care, to become a housewife. Now we call it a stay-at-home mom. Okay,
Right.
that sacrifice had carried over to our generation, and is also being educated, being wired to our kids, being passed down to our kids. So what would you say, why are mothers sacrificing, using word like sacrifice, using words like, don't talk about my dreams and hopes and even my goals, I should all focus on my children? What would be if a mother is doing all that, what would you say to that mom?
Right. So first of all, yeah, you're right, that when we are a child, right, we always look up to our parents and use them as an example and think that we are going to be like this somehow. We're going to be molded to be somehow similar to what our parents are, you know. So I think it's very important again to ask the mom, right, you know, is this your choice, right? Is it really your choice, right? If let's say I say that no matter what you do or what you want, your husband will support you, right? No matter what you want, right? Your family all will support you. So now it's time to sit down to think, what do you really want? You know, and sometimes it's not need, you know, sometimes they say need is more important, but sometimes want also more important. It's like you want an iPhone, you're going to get it, right? But if you need like a diet, probably you won't. So the iPhone may win over the diet sometimes because your want is better, right? So come again, that you got to ask yourself, right? What do you want? And I'm not just talking about what do you want now. What do you want later on in your life? Like 5, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years? If your mom role, right, satisfied you until you turn like the retirement age when you're old, then okay, stay with it. But let's just have a imagination, right? If you are at 50 years old, like 60, 70 year old, and your kids are so big already, and you know, you might not have anything to do, you know. So is that the life that you want and you desire? If yes, then by all means, be a stay-at-home mom. There's nothing wrong with it. But if no, you must take action. And time, like just now Kenneth was saying, is like, time is ticking, you know. We knew each other like in February, now it's already August, you know. So it is very fast. The time passed very fast. But a lot of people won't be talking about these conversations with you, you know. A lot of people can be gossiping with you, complaining, talk about the weather, about the cases. But, you know, if you talk to people like Kenneth or, you know, ourselves or our circle of friends where we always encourage each other, then we will ask you your life difficult questions, right? If you can really answer all of it and be sure of it, then amazing. If not, reflect and take action.
Yeah, I like what you say about really reflect and take action. And coming to that part, right? A lot of times, from my experience, right, is that when example, a lot of my, because I also run a digital marketing agency, and a lot of my clients are mothers, they are mompreneurs. And when you talk about when they start sacrificing being a stay-at-home mom, taking care of the kids until when the kids are in their teenage years, your teenage kids will tell you that, "Mommy, don't come and disturb me. I got my friends ready. I'm independent. I want to be independent." Does that sound familiar? If that sounds familiar, because you have been there before, you tell your mom, "Mommy, don't call me anymore. All right, don't message me anymore. I know I will come back." So that is that period of time that a lot of moms especially Why I can say that? Because a lot of my clients, they are in their 40s. And why they are starting business? Because their husband is busy with his career progressing, because men in the 40s, especially when they have worked for a certain period of time, they are climbing the corporate ladder. And for you, and if let's say you're still working a part-time job, or you're working in a job, and you focus a lot on your family, to focus on your kids, and suddenly your kids don't need you, definitely you want to find something to do, right? Because your husband have no time for you, your kids have no time for you, then what are you going to utilize your time? And a lot of them, I realize that they are on their executive level, or they are already a manager, their time are more flexible, they don't have to clock in, clock out, and all that stuff, and they have more time for themselves. And what they do is they want to find back their identity. They have lost their identity for so long. In the 30s, if you marry earlier, 20 to 30 years old, they lost their identity totally, until when their kids say, "Mommy, don't come and disturb me, I got my own life, I'm independent now." Then they have that realization that, oh, what am I going to do next? And that's why a lot of them regretted that they should have done something part-time, or go for their goals, go for their dreams, their hobbies, things that they love, so that they can build something. Because one thing good is they spend a lot of time earning money, and now they have money. But imagine you are not a working mom, you are a stay-at-home mom, you have nothing at all, you don't have savings at all, you don't have expertise, you don't have talent, you don't have skills. So what are you going to do? That's why I work with a lot of mothers, especially stay-at-home mom. They say, "Kenneth, I want to start a business, But the problem is, you have already drifted away from the corporate world, first thing, from the network, and your work and your skills are different now. And when you want to start a business, it's totally starting from zero again." So that's where I always work with all these mothers to see how they can build a business around motherhood. Meaning that if they have, like for you, you have 3 kids. How about being a blogger, writing about how you parent your child, your 3 kids of 3 different personality, and write it down. And who knows that you can develop, you can become a parenting coach, because you have 3 kids. You can, and 3 different kids with different personality, and with you educating yourself, going for courses, being a parenting coach, know more about parenting, know about kids, know more about the child psychology, definitely you'll be able to perform that. And what are your thoughts about, especially for stay-at-home mom, what are their struggles when they want to start off something by on their own?
I think you mentioned a lot of the struggles. Because of the past 4 years when I was building when I'm building the wellness business, right, I came across to so many stay-at-home moms, right? And really, many of them are in the 40s, some nearing to 50s, right? And that is the time, like, the self-reflection came in, because my kids are, like you say, my children are no longer needing me, so, and I got to cook in the morning and lunch and dinner, but that's it. What about other times? What else can I do? So it comes again, like what you say, the identity, if you are not if you're not a mom, right, and you are yourself, like let's say your name, right, if like example, me, I'm Kathrina. So if I'm not a mom, who am I? What am I going to do? Am I useful? Do I have self-worth? Do I have self-esteem? Whatever education that I get, from when I was young, did I use it? Did I feed my mind? Did I continue to grow as an individual? Did I grow? So I think this is very important. So when you say just now, right, Kenneth, when it comes to no savings and all, right, it's true. It is a harsh truth.
And the other thing I realized, right, not just don't have saving. When you want money, even to start a business, you have to ask your husband. And a lot of mothers are struggling, especially for those who are educated, for those who had a career before. Ask my husband for money. I'd rather not to, right? You can resonate, right? Then how? Then stay back to status quo lah, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's why. So I feel like now, the social norms is a little bit different, comparing to the ages of our parents and all that. Now, I feel that there's much more equality between men and women, right? And I'm not saying that over here I'm biasing anyone, right? But I feel that it's important for you to know who you are and what do you want to do. Do you want to wait until it's too late, right? Or you want to have a backup plan for yourself, and remember that whatever you do, it also brings you happiness. It's not just doing for the sake of money. Sometimes it's also for the sake of feeding yourself, right, with more knowledge, to help you grow as a person, to help you grow as a mom, right? So like for myself, whatever courses that I took, like let's say happiness or mindfulness, I teach my kids that, and I teach my daughter meditation, right? So
Wow.
all these things, right, is useful for you as a mom, right? And I mean, stay at home mom, it is good as well, we can do many things, but the extra time, maybe just 1-2 hours, you can learn all that, teach your children, show your children, right, that actually moms, right, can have dreams too,
Yeah.
moms can have dreams, moms can have
And this is something I want to really put a pin on it, because did you realize that when a parent has no hopes and dreams, their kids do not have that also. They don't believe in that. Because they will say, my daddy, mommy also never pursue their dreams and hopes. Then when the teacher in school say, oh, you need to have a dream and hope. Say,
They'll be like,
yeah, right. So when you talk about that, right, that brings me to why I'm so passionate about empowering mothers to be entrepreneurs is because when you empower mothers to be entrepreneurs, they became a better role model for their children. Like you mentioned, when you learn about meditation, you learn about happiness coaching and all that stuff, you are passing it down, you are kind of practicing it on your children and teaching them what you have learned. And if you realize that, hey, my mom is different, my mom knows something that most moms do not know. You realize that? And this is unconsciously, because most kids will think, oh, my mom know how to cook, know how to wash dishes, know how to wash the clothes, laundry and all that stuff, mop the floor, the end. Nothing. If let's say the mom is just a stay-at-home mom. So when you talk about the identity, right, who am I? Am I just a mom only, or am I more than that? So this is something that I guess it's just struck on me, and I just want to put it a pin to really let the audience and the listeners be aware that hopes and dreams is very important for you as a parent, because that will translate to whether your kids will have their hopes and dreams. And the other thing that because in one of the audience, Eve say that she agreed that there's no perfect time to start mompreneur journey. Start when you have the passion and motivation, and this is very important. Like a lot of times, being a stay-at-home mom or being a working mom, because of the corporate world, the reality that hits you so hard that you've forgotten about there's no motivation at all, there's no passion at all. So do you see that happening to you when you first when you start working in a corporate job, and then when you start your own business, was there a shift in that?
Yeah, very good question, Eve. Thank you, Kenneth, for asking. So I feel that a lot of things, right, like passion and motivation, I myself, right, I don't overly delve into passion and motivation. Why is that? Because motivation sometimes can be gone, right, after a day. It's just like, hey, today I want to get a six packs abs, right? Okay. And tomorrow, right, you could feel differently, right? And passion as well. Sometimes passion can change, but passion is important, right? But some people have personalities that don't have passion, right? But it's okay. So when it comes to working for people, right, you will feel that your goals and dreams is driven by your boss, right? And by the company vision and mission. Sometimes if the company don't have a good culture, or the company cannot deliver that culture well, you don't seem to feel that culture or doing that things that the company asks you to. But when it comes to doing your own thing, right, okay, seriously, it's not easy as well. But now we are not aiming for something easy, right? Because easy come, easy go. We are aiming for something that what you really want in the future. And like as Kenneth say, it's not just you, because if you have a business, or if you are an entrepreneur, it affects everyone around you, right? Like your friends, your brothers, sisters, your children, your husband sees you differently. Seriously,
Is it for
sometimes
good
like
or for bad? I just want.
oh, for better. Like sometimes, like I have talks with other male friends. They say that hey, my wife suddenly got so confident. She
Yeah.
achieved something on her own and she's happy. Who doesn't want a happy wife?
Yeah,
Okay.
happy wife is happy life for most
So,
husband.
yeah. So when you achieve that, right, they feel that you guys are getting more compatible, in the society, and in the working world, in the corporate. I mean, a lot of times people thought that, hey, when I want to venture into a new business, I have to give up something. I got to like very pain, give up
That is a
something.
very typical thinking, right? You have to give up. Why do you need to give up? Like with technology, with guidance, with the if you have mentor or coach, definitely it will help you. You have more guidance. But a lot of people, why they feel that it's sacrifice? Because it's not something that they want to do, really want to do, right? That's why they
Exactly.
feel that it's sacrifice. For
Yeah.
example, why do you say that you're sacrificed to become a mom, become a stay-at-home mom? You make the choice, right? Nobody forces you. You can see circumstances and people, or maybe culture, or maybe your upbringing,
Mm.
that the social norm, but it's still a choice. You choose the choice of sacrificing. So this is something that I come across to was it today in one of my posts. One of my friend who just turned to become a dad, he say that parents should we parents should take responsibility and step up as parents. We should stop complaining and saying that we are sacrificing this, doing this, like no choice. Why we say no choice? Because we don't want to take responsibility. That's why we say it's no choice. So when you say you sacrifice because you don't want to take the responsibility of making that decision, that's why you say that it's a form of sacrifice. So this is something that I realized after 14 years of working with so many mothers, women entrepreneurs. I realized that when they say sacrifice, there's always an underlying reason why they will say that they're sacrifice, because they are going against what they want. They did not speak up. They did not voice their opinion. They let the other party or people around them, it could be parents, it could be their husband, it could be their parents-in-law, it could be their sibling, could be anybody except themselves, right? Everybody around them, right? So to put them to make a decision that they do not want. So that's
Right.
why when you are put in that situation, the only way out is to, what would you say?
Sometimes the only way out, right? I feel that it's really asking yourself, right? Underlying reason, right? Is it you really want that, or is it just procrastination, or is it just laziness, or is it just lack of resourcefulness? Sometimes we have to face the fact, is it those reasons, right, that you don't want to speak up, right? Because if you want to speak up, to your husband and all that, right? I have a solution,
There's
because
always a solution to everything, right?
and I coach people how to talk to their husband sometimes, because when it comes to relationships, sometimes we just have to upgrade our communication, right?
Mm,
How to speak things that is for that topic. It's not about you, it's not about him, it's about the topic
yeah.
itself. So everything I feel, right, is like it can be figured out, right?
And and
So
and, and talking about that, right? There's always a solution to everything. And this is something I always tell all the mothers out there. There's one person that you can go to, that you can find all the answers, which is GOOGLE.
yeah,
You can
exactly.
you can Google for it, and how to make a man with my husband, how to blossom our relationship, how to make our marriage better. You
Mm,
can search for that and you can find answer on it. Like what you mentioned, which is I always tell a lot of people. First thing, you talk about desire. Second is when you have desire, you become resourceful. Okay. For example, like for you, when you start your podcast, you know that I do podcasts. You ask me, I give you advice. I say
yes.
on what platform, da. So being resourceful. But if today you say, oh, Kenneth, I want to do a podcast, and you never do anything, are you waiting for the podcast to drop in front of you? So that goes back to the mindset, right? Go back to the mindset. Are you having an employee mindset, waiting for things to happen, or waiting for someone to instruct you, or are you going out there being resourceful and making things happen? So whether are you an entrepreneur or whether or not, it's really depend on the mindset. Would you agree with that?
Yes, definitely agree. It's exactly same with growth mindset and fixed mindset. And the problem with a lot of people, right, is opening up the mouth to ask. Second thing is the finger cannot go to google.com. So it is actually the fear sometimes, right, that, if you found the answer, right, you're actually having a struggle actually. There's two sides of you. The one side is, okay, I want to do it. The other side is, oh, I'm fearful. So sometimes it could be you being afraid, right? If I found the answer, will I do it? Will I do it or not if I found the answer?
And that is responsibility, right?
Yeah. And if I found it, I know the answer, and I tell everyone I know the answer. If I didn't do, then how? How will people see me? Yeah, so that is the struggle between the angel and the devil sometimes. And you just have to know that devil is bad, angel is good. You want to follow the angel or you want to follow the devil?
I like that. I like the angel and devil fight, especially in this kind of case. And you talk about the fear, right? This is something I also observe and realize, which is very true. A lot of times people don't dare to do something is because they have the fear of they have the fear of the unknown. They do not know what is going to happen.
Yeah.
And they always want to be fortune tellers.
Yeah.
What if I know? What if this? What if that? How will you know until you have done it, right?
Yes.
So it's the fear of the unknown, then you have the fear of doing it. And this is something I learned from my mentor. He said that a lot of people are not afraid of failures. They are afraid of success.
Success. Yeah.
What if I am successful?
Yeah.
They have that fear unconsciously. A lot of people do not know that they have the fear of success, because we human beings, we can do whatever we want to do. We can do whatever we believe that we can do. We can do whatever we say that we can do, because we are. That's why that makes us human. There's no limit to it. So what would you say that it could be? Like we talk about the fear of the unknown, fear of failure. What would you say is the number one fear for most mothers?
I think for moms, right, the number one fear is really getting out of the comfort zone, right? So just imagine if we have coached people who are 10 to 20 years of being a stay-at-home mom. So even if when they have the desire to try to work on the business, but there's always fear that getting out of the comfort zone, like just now exactly what you say, like don't have network anymore, don't have friends, don't have resourcefulness and things like that. But then again, right, we got to know that actually even when go back to like sometimes having like childlike attitude, we say that childlike attitude. What is childlike attitude? Is like when we were parenting our kids, right, when they fall down, what do? They stand up again. And if they fall again, they stand up again. And remember how we tell our kids, don't go there. It's dangerous. And what do? Straight away go there.
Because right? You're telling them to go. They only hear the word go.
Yeah.
Don't
and they want
go.
To try. They want to see for themselves. So now what I say is, okay, you can try. Okay, I purposely will tell my kids, okay, if you fall down, you let me know. Okay. So you see, right, sometimes we are very good at telling our kids, okay?
But we are not very good at doing it.
Yeah, but we're not good at it. It's just like my daughter, sometimes she said that she's shy, she wants to go for a singing competition. Then I will encourage her. How can we encourage our children, but we are not leading by example? Right, so we totally forgot, like, okay, a mom, we have to wash dishes, have to clean the clothes, cook and all that, but we forgot about ourselves. How many years some more, right, we are going to forget ourselves? And when it comes to midlife crisis, right, will understand, that all these years, right, you only need to pick up a few hours per day, right, to work on something you like. That's it. There's sacrifices. Can you change it to other words? Okay. Because over
The
here,
choice of words, right?
yeah, want to be more positive in your life, right? Change that word of sacrifice, right? You have that choice, right? Let's say that you get to spend time with your kids, right? You get to spend time with your kids, you feel happy, right? But what if you use all the few hours extra, 2 to 3 hours, maybe, like just don't wash dishes too fast, or wash it faster, or your laundry don't do every day, do 2 days once.
But you
Can
say
or not?
cannot, I don't have enough clothes already.
Then it's really, you have to be thinking far ahead,
Creative, right?
more creative, more resourceful, and then be yourself. Remember yourself. Don't forget yourself. It's so important to not forgetting yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that also brings us to where the reason why you want to be a business coach. Why is it important, especially you as a mom? How does it makes you a better business coach?
Why do I want to become a business coach, right? Thank you for the question. Is because I really want to help, people like me, like moms, that is struggling, thinking about time freedom. How do I manage to have more time freedom in the future? Or stay at home moms, how can I get out of comfort zone? Because most times, right, when you are alone, there's only one brain, one
Yeah.
mind. But if you have a coach, you have a mentor, you have friends or whatever, leaders, whatever, you get to have more minds to think with you together. You don't have to be alone all the time just because you are a stay-at-home mom. And coming to mentoring and coaching, right, I feel it is very, very how to say, fulfilling and satisfying for me to see people that their lives being changed, right, or their mindset being changed, right, that now they can approach life better, they can talk to their husband, their mother-in-laws, right, that they deserve, right, happiness, that they deserve to get what they want, right, if only they put action into it. So no matter how we do coaching or how much people pay us, right, I will always say, you can pay me a lot of money and all that. If you don't take action, right, then it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
I cannot be there 24/7, but I can help you. We can help you to discover things, to give you the blueprint and things like that. But then again, you will have to be the person that put on the action, do the run by yourself, right? So, but we are going to do it together, right? So you want it or not? Right? That's the next question. Do you really want it or not? And are you working for it or not? Right? So we are not taking easy way out. Nothing is easy. Being a mom, is it easy? Being a wife, is it easy? Nothing is easy. But we try to make it easy. And when we see progress, right, sometimes it's just 1% progress. You don't need 100% progress change over from the coaching or from the business or whatever, but it's just like the little changes you feel. But over the years, right, it's so fruitful. You become a better person, a better mom, and a better wife. So why not? The question is, why not?
Yeah.
Why not you? Yeah, it is very important. Yeah.
And while you were talking about it, right, it kind of helped me to connect that to our topic, which is building a coaching business from your passion as a mom. In fact, as a mom, you are already a coach for your children. You are already coaching, but are you taking that role of a coach, or are you taking a role as a mom? Yeah, or as a boss, like instructing them to do this, instructing them to do that, or are you asking them very powerful questions? Sorry?
Yeah.
Are you asking them very powerful? Yeah. So are you asking them powerful questions to let them really think and for you to guide them? A lot of times, it's pretty typical that Asian parents will tell their kids what to do, and most kids will not have the mind of their own. Everything, listen to daddy, mommy. Listen to daddy, mommy. So when we talk about this topic, right? In fact, it's very natural for moms to build a coaching business in whatever coaching arena that is. It could be life, it could be business, it could be wellness, it could be fitness, it could be in any way. Because this is what I see in a mom. If you are aware and you embrace that, in fact, you are the best coach. Why? Like you mentioned, when you see the growth of your coachee, they transforming, them growing, you feel that kind of satisfaction. So isn't it the same as you seeing your child growing up, achieving different milestones, getting better and better, until one day your child say, Daddy, Mommy, thank you for raising me, thank you for empowering me. And this is what coach is, being a coach. So in fact, it's very natural for a mom to become a coach. But the most important thing, like when we talk about the passion, your dreams and goals, if you are that passionate, you are able to use that to drive that coaching business. Especially for you, you have that love, you have that heart for empowering mothers who are struggling, who were in that scenario, in that role before, and you have been there, and now you have been empowered, and now you want to empower them. That's where you are. That's why you took the route of being a business coach. And also, I look at the time, and the time really flies, and I still have a lot of amazing questions that I want to ask you. But what would be your...
We can talk for hours.
Yeah, definitely we can talk for hours. We have done that before. So definitely we can go. Maybe after this we will still continue. But especially for the audience, what would be your biggest challenge as a mompreneur, or even being a coach? What is your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge would be time management, right? Because sometimes, right?
Because you have 3 kids, a business, a husband.
Out the door, and they will ask you questions and all that. And also, I think it's important to manage your own emotions, right? Because when you're busy with something and you have deadlines and all that, right, then the kids will pop in, and then suddenly you need to, feed them lunch. And sometimes weekends you need to cook and all that. But then again, right, I feel it is not the end of the road, even though I have that challenge sometimes. So, like you say, I will go to google.com, right, and find out, what are the techniques that can help me with the time management. And of course, when I have that, the articles that I read, the video then I try to work on it, right? And if it doesn't work, never mind. Another method, I'm going to try another method. So you got to know that no one size fits all, right? And even if you have challenge, you solve it. There is another challenge coming in. Okay.
There's numerous, there's endless challenges.
Yeah, endless. But we have to know this is life, right? Without challenges, we cannot grow. Can you imagine that if you watch a Korean drama, there's no emotion, everything's smooth sailing.
They cannot go climax.
The husband never cheat on the wife. Like that.
Like fairy tale, right?
Yeah, very boring. Even Snow White was got climax and all that, right? But then you see now, you have to see life, right, as a place where, it's going to give you happiness, but it's going to have challenges. And these are the challenges that you got to face it, right? And when you face it, you become better, right? And now if there is the same challenge coming in, you know what to do. But it's okay, now you know what to do. You can move on to another challenge. So challenge by challenge is not bad. Challenge is helping you to make yourself grow. And it makes you, be a better person for the people around you as well. Right?
Wow.
So I think time management is still a challenge, but it's okay. I now take challenges. It's all right. Challenges is all right. Right? So just accept the fact and then move on.
Yeah. And like what you mentioned, challenges, as long as you embrace it and you overcome it, you solve it, find a solution for it, you ask google.com, whatever ways, just being resourceful, that would help. So now is the time for you to post a question out to the audience and also to the next guest. So Kathrina, what will be your question of the day?
Well, I thought about it just now, right? Okay, so I think it is very in line with my own vision, about impacting the world. So my question, right, for the next person is if you are a mom, right, and resources is not a problem at all, right, how do you want to impact the world positively?
Okay, so if you're a mom, if resources is not a
Not a
problem,
problem. Yeah. How do you want to impact the world positively?
how do you want to impact the world positively? Wow, that's a very, very good question. So let me repeat the question of the day posted by Kathrina, which is, if you are a mom, if resources is not a problem, how do you want to impact the world? Okay,
Yes.
am I right? Okay, so I repeat again. If you are a mom, if resources is not a problem, how do you want to impact the world? Okay, so this question going out to the audience. If you have the answer to it, you can always let us know in the chat. And for the next guest, this will be your question of the day. All right. So last but not least, what would be your last advice for mothers who are sitting on the fence, thinking whether should I start a business, should I not start a business? What will be your last advice for them, Kathrina?
Yeah. Okay. I think I have like so many advice.
Just one last advice.
Right. I think it's, really asking yourself, right? What do you really want? If you can look past forward, right? Be your own fortune teller. When you are 50 years old, right? How do you foresee yourself? How are you going to be like? What do you have? And how are you like going to impact the people around you or impact the world? Are you like going to be who you are today, or do you want to be somebody that is better? Right? I'm just talking about better. It's not being the best even. Okay, just be better. Ask yourself that question. When you're 50 years old, do you still want to do the things that you do? Because change is constant. Things are going to change. We are going to get more white hair. Right? We're going to get older. Things are going to come. I don't know whether it's COVID-20 coming in, whatever it is. 50 years old, what do you want? How do you foresee your life? How is it going to be? Ask yourself that question. I think it will help.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Kathrina, for the last advice. And I would like to thank those that are tuning in, who are listening to now. Thank you for watching or listening to Mompreneur Space live show podcast. And thanks, Kathrina, for making a time. There's a lot of golden nuggets. I believe that after this, we will be continuing our conversation. And
Will.
and last but not least, I'm Kenneth here, together with Kathrina, signing off. And I shall see you guys next week. Thanks, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. It's so amazing to be in this show. Yeah, please support Kenneth, and he's a wonderful person, and he is very, very resourceful, and he is a very good friend as well. So I hope that this podcast can spread to the world and help more people around us.
Wow.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Kathrina, for all the amazing words that you have shared. And also thanks Eve, thanks Pei Yun for listening and watching to the end. And thanks everyone. So I will see you guys next week. See you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Take care. Stay safe.